Hey there, everyone, and welcome to my official Origins wrap-up video.
Right.
Origins ended yesterday,
and we're still here.
We're still here. You helped me out.
I did.
I sent you out on recon missions.
It was awesome.
Yeah, so you saw more of the exhibit hall than I did. I gave you a short list, but I want to know what's on your list and what. Share with me, inform me along with the viewers.
Yes,
this is much
absolutely.
for me. Tell me what you saw.
So one of the big things for me was, oh my gosh, Mite, which you would think, Mite, what's that about, right? They make these incredible wooden accessories for gaming. And they did a ton of RPG related stuff, like you throw your dice and your character in.
So is it like when you say for like meeples and stuff like that?
No, like for RPG, like painted figures. They have these boxes with all your
the boxes to hold them in it.
Yeah, really neat. But they have some board game accessories now.
Okay.
I believe it's called the Component Collector, and it's a modular system, all magnets. It stacks up in this container, and then you pull it apart. There's all these magnets that you can put it in all these different configurations.
Like a big box, a compartmentalized box that has magnets to hold it. Is it customizable then?
Yeah, absolutely. And they have a Kickstarter going on right now, but they have some samples that I get to play with, and it has things to hold your dice. It's got mini dice trays. It's got stuff for all your cards to even prop them up. It's got just for tokens and so many options. The neat thing, they've really listened to the backers and fans because they've made changes already in the system
just based on the initial feedback that they've got
during the Kickstarter. Super cool. And the other really neat thing about it is that they have tons and tons of different wood that you can pick from for the different situations, right?
Yes.
They have beautiful dice trays as well, and they gave me one that I'll feature at some point. But it's like this beautiful dragon art with like a felted board, and it's a little bit shallow, but I think it works pretty well. I tested it out, and the other neat thing about all their dice trays, they're like pieces of art. So they've rigged them up where they've got little feet on the back to prop them up, but then there's a hook to hang them on the wall when you're not using them. They're just beautiful. Oh man! And for like doing some hardcore role playing, or even things like Zombicide Black Plague, you can put all these tokens and stuff and compartmentalize it for everybody, or just have it universal for the table. Just really, really neat things going on right there.
Kickstarter.com, and what was the name of it?
Mite.
The
Component Collector, I believe, is the correct name. Chaz can fix that if I mess that up.
Again, more work for me. Make me spend money.
I know.
And you're going to do editing.
But I am going to feature them in my next Blender segment.
Excellent.
So
we'll get some
you
more
get some more info there.
All right.
But yeah, that's one of the highlights for me because
a component accessory was one of the highlights.
One of the highlights, just because. And what was really fun about the convention is because I've been doing Blender, my Thinking Inside the Box segment. I had so many people stop me. You're the insert guy. It was really fun. So all the different companies had me come over and check out their stuff. And speaking of which, Meeple Reality.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. They showed me some prototypes of new stuff coming out for Lorenzo.
Oh, El Magnifico?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. For Zaya and for Ethnos. But the hit, for me at least, Zaya. Oh my gosh. And I posted photos of this, and it blew up. People were like, when can I get that? Where is it? I want it now. And they've got these amazing trays. You know how Meeple Reality always does like gadgety stuff in their inserts. And for all the ships, they have slotted spots and then doors that open up. Like almost like a docking bay.
I get Meeple Reality.
It is super cool. You got to check this out. And you'll definitely hear more from me on that one because I'm going to be working with those guys to bring you more of that.
That is so cool. It's amazing. The inserts, have been a niche industry for so long. But the inserts and those type of components are becoming their real
thing.
Yeah, and they're really a lot of work has been put into them.
And of course, we got to give big shout out to Broken Token.
Of course,
because they won Origins Awards for their Blessed Insert for their Blood Rage insert, which I think is awesome.
That is almost an MC Escher like optical illusion. The way they got all of that stuff to fit in the box.
And I love the little tabs for the for all the character boxes, how they just pop off and on.
I'm not a fan of the tabs.
You're not a fan of the tabs?
Kidding, I'm totally a fan of this. They did an amazing job with that insert.
Yeah, no, I really like it. The other thing that was really cool, they made this really affordable insert for Spoils of War.
Oh, really?
And it's $20.
Ooh.
Okay, and usually these inserts are very expensive, but the really neat thing, you know, and it's just like most inserts, it's got a spot for everything, but for all the gold coins and stuff, they've made this like Viking dragon chest that you open up.
Oh,
and all the
like
coins.
like the little rounded top.
Yeah, rounded top.
And it fits in the box.
It fits in the box. It's so cool.
Oh,
Man.
Oh.
All these insert guys are making just amazing stuff. And you know, I just big fan of Broken Token, and we're going to be doing more stuff with them as well. So I'm excited.
That's one of the things real quick about Broken Token. For Quartz, they made little mining carts to hold the coins,
right.
and that's one of
Those
the
are so cool.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I like about Broken Token is they're not only making their stuff utilitarian, but they do add a little bit of creativity to their designs to make it match the theme and everything.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the sellouts at the game. Oh my
Yeah, okay,
gosh.
yes.
Oh wow. Stuff was flying off the shelves.
Stuff that if you didn't get here in the first day or two, you weren't going to get.
Right.
What were some of the things that you saw that sold out?
Spice Road.
Oh,
my
yeah.
gosh, right?
Yeah.
Emerson knocked it out of the park. People were going crazy for it. And they, you know, rumors were like, oh, they're going to have a few or 100. But they had over 300 copies of it, and it still sold out.
Yeah. Now, the Century booth was right across the walkway.
From you, right.
So
Yeah.
all week, I stood there watching the line of people going down, and there was always a line for Century. So it was really cool to see.
And no spoilers here, but Emerson is going to be at Dice Tower Con. So if you want to check out Spice Road there, right, you can play with. Maybe we can play some games.
That's the other cool thing is Emerson was right there. The designer, Emerson Matsuuchi, he was right there in the booth demoing the game to people the whole convention.
Time.
He was working
He
it.
was a machine.
And I that was really really neat thing to see. The designer right there in the trenches the whole week with everyone teaching them the game.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
So that was neat. And then, of course, I have got to give mad props to Rather Dashing Games because their game Element, which was our very first Cornerstone Award winner, just sold out like that.
It did.
Also, boom.
I was over because I saw them talking about Element at Gamma back in March. I was like, "Ooh, I want to check out that game." And even being here from day one and everything, by the time I got over to their booth, it was already gone. So, and I thought maybe I just didn't see it out, but it was actually sold out then.
It was.
Okay.
And then by the end of the con, they had sold out of their this belongs at. What is it? This belongs in a museum, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it's a little abstract game. It's in their whole drawn and quartered line, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was sold out for them as well. So mad props to those guys. And I think one of the games I was I didn't even realize I would be super excited until I saw it, was from Ares Games, the Sword and Sorcery. Another dungeon crawl, but I love dungeon crawls. But it looks really neat.
Is that the one that we almost played last night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looked interesting from the little bit I've seen about it.
So, and it has a bit of a hero quest.
The old 80s game?
Yeah. It has a bit of that feel to it. So we'll see. I haven't got to play it yet, but I did get a demo, and I was very intrigued. And I can't wait to get home and have Randy play and review that one. It's the one I'm probably most excited to review, actually.
That one? Sword and
Sorcery.
Sword and Sorcery.
And I think there's some other titles. Those were the ones I was privy to. Again, I didn't have tons of time, like even in the area either, because I was working for the Dice Tower the whole time, and I was on camera doing interviews and doing Q&A, and it was really fun hanging out with those guys. Always fun hanging out with those guys.
Excellent.
So what else, man? It was a great week just meeting people out. One of my fun experiences was running into a guy from France, I believe, who loves our stuff and loves our tagline. And we shot. He asked, "Can we shoot video?" And I said, well, "What for?" He goes, "I want to do the tagline." I said, "Yes, let's do that." So that was so much fun. So he's like, "We'll see you at the table," and it was just so much fun.
That's awesome.
That was a great fan moment. I had a good time with that. So, but yeah, so many great people came up. Being them, I was at the Dice Tower booth and said hi and thank you. And at the Dice Tower live show, so many came up afterwards. I want to just thank everybody. Really huge thank you. It was I really appreciate that. It really, it gives me, just feel renewed to go and do more cool stuff. Yep. And you were Mr. Passport this week.
I was Mr. Passport. Yeah, I of course I'm an employee of Passport Game Studios, so I was working their booth, and probably here's a really cool picture of me in the booth doing something boothy, and so I was in the booth there for the majority of the time.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get a chance to go out and peruse the exhibitor hall like I would have otherwise. But late in the week was the Secret Cabal Origins meetup that they have every year, where they pack it's Gordon Biersch or something is the place.
That's right, yeah.
Yes, and they just pack that place. They have the humongous raffle. All the publishers here donate like a half a dozen games each to this gigantic raffle.
It's amazing.
Yes, and Jamie had me record bits and pieces of it for him, so the Secret Cabal will be putting up a video for that on their channel.
Emerson and I filmed it.
That's right, yeah, you guys are in there. So my experience there was a lot of camera work carrying around. So how did someone who wasn't focused on filming it, how was it for you?
Initially it was a mad rush for Emerson and I to get there because we were running behind, right? Okay. And Emerson had games for the raffle.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh, sorry.
So we were like, oh, we gotta get there, and so we arrive just as the last ticket is drawn, and he puts it on the table, and the guy's like, oh yeah, I want that instead. So he brought Century Spice Road, he brought the play mat, and he brought Spectre Ops, and it was like, oh yeah, I'm going to take that, because I think the last prize was the Crocono table, and he had that, and he's like, wait a minute, and he grabs that instead, so we arrived just in the nick of time. So that was really fun. And then it was just, we filmed the thing, that was really fun, and hanging out with, Marty and Rodney, and of course Rich Summer, which is just the blast always. Yeah, it makes me feel good that there's still good people in Hollywood,
Yeah, and that's the Secret Cabal, it's so amazing seeing all of these fans of the Secret Cabal podcast all gathered together, all for a common purpose, loving the show, giving it some love, and then hanging out with each other. That is amazing. The raffle is fantastic, but my favorite part was just at the end, the last hour and a half or so, after everything died down after the raffle and it was starting getting dark, everyone went out on the back porch and was just socializing for the last hour and a half.
That is
awesome.
And
you had listeners of the show, you had publishers and designers, you had media people. Everyone was just sitting there hanging out together, having a good time talking. It sounds cliche, but it was a really magical experience.
That's really cool.
And yeah, Jamie and the other Secret Cabal guys make that happen every single year.
And what's so great, and I think I mentioned in the video we shot, is that they were a big influence on us.
Yes.
Between Secret Cabal and the Dice Tower, I don't know that there would be a Board Game Corner. I mean, really, it's because of those guys that really inspired me to do that.
Yeah, they're like a case study in how to build a community and how to put on a good show.
Yeah.
And they're awesome.
Awesome. Just been amazing. All the new friends, and I can't thank people enough. I mean, I'm honored to be in such an amazing spot.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. So thanks, folks. Really appreciate all your support.
Yep. All right, let's see here. Oh, one more thing. One more thing I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is I wanted to be surprised by it, but I wasn't.
Oh.
In the back corner of the exhibit hall, there was a booth selling fidget spinners.
Oh, no, yes. They were crazy. So many different ones. And I am not a fidget spinner.
I am not either, but I was surprised how many people I would sit down to play with, and they had a fidget spinner. It's like, really? Yeah.
And my daughter really uses one to just concentrate, and she has a lot of trouble with that, and it's really helped her with school and all kinds of stuff. So I can't diss on them, but I just don't get it. Same boat. But it's like I wonder if there will be a fidget spinner booth next year at the convention. Part of me, all of me doubts it. But it was one of those things where I was like, wow, fidget spinners are enough of a fad that they have a booth at Origins. I wonder what their shelf life is going to be.
Yes.
Right? I mean, I could see it going through this year, right? But after that, is it still going to be a thing?
Is it going to run its course?
Are we going to be doing like body spinners next? I don't know. It's just insane. But yeah, I saw so many people just playing games, doing this, or on their phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather just be on my phone or play, you know?
Yeah. So I think for me, that was the biggest surprise of the convention, was to see a fidget spinner booth.
And you'll notice in the B-roll I shot, I'm trying to do the Spider-Man one, and you'll see I completely fail. So that tells you how much I'm into it.
Yeah. Okay, well, there we got games that we've played, things that we saw, stuff that sold out, people we talked to.
And there was a whole lot more that we didn't talk about here. It was an amazing show. And this was actually my first Origins.
This was your first one?
Yeah. This is a really expensive trip for me from Colorado.
That's true. That is one downside to Origins is the airfare to Columbus, Ohio seems to be higher. Higher than Indianapolis, higher than Texas, even higher for me than going from Oregon to Miami for Dice Tower.
Yeah, right. Same here.
That is the biggest downside of it.
Yeah. So I was really honored that the Dice Tower invited me to come out. So
that's excellent.
It's really awesome.
All right. So all we have now is 363 days until the next Origins.
Right. So far away.
So, until then, though, we'll continue making videos.
Yep, absolutely.
All the other media stuff that we can do. Until then, I've been Chaz Marler from Pair of Dice Paradise, joined by my good friend Mark Streed.
That's right, from Boardgame Corner.
Boardgame Corner.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, and we will talk to you again soon.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
That was on Friday night?
What was that? Yeah, Friday?
Let me think. Wait, Saturday?
Thursday, maybe.
Saturday? It was Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
Hold on. Yesterday was Sunday.
Yes.
Hold on. I have
All right.
calendar.
Hold, please.
Talk more about how we ruined Scott's game of Turn the Catalog.
Man. You know, I met a lot of celebrities through my travels, and he is definitely in my top 5 of genuine, awesome people. You know? So, much better than several of the Star Trek people that I've met.
Are we getting to the point where we're going to have to edit out more stuff? Or just bleep? This guy.